Any exciting giveaway items?
I'm actually looking at what we've got. There's some interesting stuff in here.
Yeah, we've got some really cool prizes.
I don't know if any of these are secret though. My guess is no, because they're probably on the website that I helped.
Yeah.
You helped build.
That I helped make.
I'm pretty sure everyone knows.
What's happening again?
I'm pretty sure everyone knows what Ashton does.
No, but I'm like, hey,
Ashton,
there's that thing that I made that I don't know anything about.
Yes. Ashton, I don't know if you feel this way, Ashton, but to a certain extent, Desert Bus for me is often more relaxing than the period just before Desert Bus.
Oh, it's like 100% more relaxing.
So the week before Desert Bus is concentrated insanity.
Yeah.
And
it's only a week for you.
Yeah, well, no, I do stuff throughout the whole year. Not as much as you do.
I know.
Not as much as you do, but I definitely do some stuff throughout the year. But like, yeah, it's the point now where it's hard to do a lot of stuff without actually being in this space for the work that I need to do. And
everybody has different responsibilities. That means their concentration of work is different
at different times
at different points in the year.
Like, and there's a lot of people whose obviously this is the busiest part of Desert Bus by far.
Yeah.
But for me, it's actually, and the way that we scheduled things for my team this year is I basically am directing the show during prime time, but I have a great team, and they're working. I have 2 people on. It's not like I have to do one of their jobs. I'm just actually helping them and make sure they have everything they need.
Say hello, engineering. You guys are great. Yeah.
Yay.
And there's map on the side. Good job.
And like it. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't actually need to do anything here. I can just
Having
away.
people you can rely on and just go,
It's amazing.
Here, do this thing. Is really nice.
And the people we brought in this year knew I didn't have any worries about them, but I have been super happy about how fast they came in because we replaced half the team this year.
Yeah.
My
You
team
guys had late for your shift and everything's fine.
I saw someone comment that I was like 5 seconds late for changeover. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't sleeping.
We were spending like the whole hour before planning everything that needed to happen for that the intro.
Which basically we just that was like I came and picked up Ashton and then we like hashed that out in the last 45 minutes.
Which is why I didn't have my prizes.
Yeah, look, there you go. There's the script that I wrote out
There's
today.
the script.
that I wrote out moments before we started.
Good job. Yeah. It's nice to know what's happening before it happens.
It's I always think about like,
hi Tally.
You know we set up the all the cameras and all the things and stuff the week before, and there's always that problem where you know the cables get all like mixed up and stuff. You're like trying to the cabling set doesn't work. You have to pull it out and do all this stuff, right? And so the thing that was, that would only take a day or whatever, takes 3 days.
Yeah, and you never know what that thing is going to be.
Right. And so, but you sort of have to come to the get to the point or sort of believe that that's just sort of how it is to do. Like,
well, it's kind of like that stage thing. It's like it's gonna all work out anyway, right?
Well, and it's like unless you do I was thinking about like the like Sherlock, the new like Sherlock, where he's got like his mind
bottom one.
Well, he's got like his mind palace.
Yes.
Where he goes like. It's like unless you can do that and like perfectly visualize the entire setup, including all the technical issues that might happen.
Yeah.
You just have to have to try it. And maybe the big problem we had this year was cables that like we would pull a cable and it wouldn't work, and we'd be like, oh crap, half our cables are dead.
Yep.
And then we'd find that there was some other aspect of our setup that was not working properly.
And then we're like, that was so long ago we tested it. Did we test it with 30 frames or 60 frames, or was it interlaced or not interlaced? And we're like,
and so it's like,
was it with this adapter or this adapter?
Yeah, so it's like, was the problem just the adapter? And it turns out like all the cables were fine.
We actually had, we thought, like half of our cables were a problem, and by the end of the run we were still using all those cables because the cables weren't actually the problem.
And so, but that's just like that thing where it's just, it's like I know how it should work, but when the reality of the situation hits the theoretical part of the situation, you end up with that where it just takes some time.
And sometimes it's software related problems and hardware. Like last year, the hardware setup was super easy. Like we got it all working relatively early. The other thing that was great about last year as opposed to this year is that we were in a location that we could be in quite a bit earlier. But the downside to that was like we don't want to take apart loading ready run too early because you have no business to do. And so I thought this year was going to be easier because we were going to be in the location. But I remember last year I set up a bunch of stuff beforehand before I got all your gear, and then we could just kind of slot it in, and it actually worked out pretty well. And then the problems we had was just like, how are we going to have this look, right? Like it was a lighting thing because we added lighting last year and we didn't do it before, and so it was all about like, well, how are we going to light this? Where are we going to put these things? And moving furniture around and.
Yeah, as I think James mentioned yesterday, or however many days ago, at some point. What is time? But you say that maybe if there was any fault with the setup this year, and I'm not saying there was.
Okay, yeah.
But if there was,
if we had to pick something,
if you had to pick one thing, it would probably be a slight complacence or overconfidence in that because we were doing it in the moon base,
yes,
we would have to set up less, and it turns out that we basically had to change everything. Like, we didn't have to move stuff so much.
No, we didn't have to rent a van and do.
But we had to physically change almost everything.
Yeah, lighting,
computers. And we thought that a few more things would be able to stay the way they had been, but that turned out not to be the case.
Yeah, it was like, oh, could we just leave this maybe? And then it was like, as we got further and further closer to when we were about to start, it's like, no, we're gonna have to disassemble all that too. And we kept on like pulling more and more stuff from Studio A. And it was like, now there's no microphones in there. We have to come up with a different microphone solution. Oh, now we need a splitter from there.
Yeah, it's like, it's like the lights on the ceiling in Studio B we're not going to use, so we can just leave them there. It's like, oh, it turns out we need all the adapters that are connected to the lights in the ceiling, so we'll pull them down anyway. Okay.
Should we do a giveaway?
I was